beat drops out.
What's up, guys? Blizzmon Bunny coming back at you the day after my 21st birthday, so hit me up with some happy birthdays in the comments. But we're going back in a everlasting summer. Sorry for to make you guys wait. I've got hit the freaking wire. I've been having other things to handle instead of recording, so I'm sorry. Generally, walking around with a bottle in my hand looked like a silly idea to me, so I decided to bring it to Olga's cabin and hide it there. But I had to reach it somehow without anybody noticing the bear. I hid the bottle under my shirt. Oh god, it's lava, shit. And everybody would have been fine, but Slava called out to me at the square. Everything. Actually, she sprang out from behind me so suddenly that I even gave a start. I guess it was jump. How's it going? What exactly? Your search for ingredients. Ah, so you know already. Yes, I do. Slava smiled. It's going alright, I answered, trying not to give away my unrest. And what do you have there? She pointed at the bottle sticking out from under my shirt. This? She got me. It's nothing. I blushed with a silly giggle. It's time to go. I was almost running, leaving the square with a puzzled Slava behind. It's great that she is one of those people who don't ask unnecessary questions, but there are people in this camp who like nothing better than to poke their nose into other people's business. Passing the pioneers' cabins, I stumble upon Oriana. What are you hiding there? She gave me her cheeky looks. One of her cheeky looks. I thought there was I thought I saw something. Thought there was no point in denying anything, so I replied in a proactive manner. It's none of your business. I'm a cipher officer bearing a message to headquarters. That's certainly a big message. Don't make this weird and sensual. I was carrying a bottle at waist height, so I was slightly embarrassed. You want some help? I'll deal with it on my own. I walked past her confidently and proceeded on my way. To my surprise, she didn't say anything, nor try to pursue me. Whew. There was nobody at Olga's cabin, so I successfully managed to stuff the bottle under my bed. Hopefully, almost said Olga doesn't find that. Once I got outside, I sighed with relief. Really? I couldn't believe that I would ever worry that much about a single bottle of beer. I was back in high school. It's a good thing it's safe now. Even if somebody finds it, I'll claim that it's not mine. I could always think of a suitable excuse for my enormous appearance, or whatever. Let's go to the library. I guess let's go to the library. Don't know why, but we're going to the library. If every other place on the cake ingredients list made at least some sense to me, then flour from the library made none. I thought hard about who would put in the library and why. Put it in the library and why, but couldn't find any sane explanation for it all. After all, given Xenia's harsh nature, I'd better knock first. Open. Xenia peered at me closely from behind her glasses. What do you want? My dog is now carrying her food bowl across the room, spilling it everywhere. Don't think anything weird, but I didn't want to look like an idiot. Decided to explain things carefully. I need some flour. Olga said that it's here. I understand that it sounds strange to keep the flour in the library, but I was sent to you, and it's needed for a cake to celebrate Shirk's rescue. Yes, I have the flour. What's so strange about it? Xenia replied with surprise. At that second, I felt like I'd been hit on the head with a heavy weight and lost the ability to understand anything at all. Flower in the library? Sure, what's so strange about it? We're in Wonderland. I'm Alice. Now I'm gonna eat that magic mushroom and I'll be back home. Don't think I meant, hey. Yeah. I was daydreaming. Wait here. I'll be right back. Why is the flower in the goddamn library? She disappeared behind the bookshelves while I folded my hands and started waiting. A moment later, the sound of a trapdoor groaning on its hinges reached me. Hey, you need some help? I inquired loudly. I'll deal with it, Xenia barked out to me. She seems to be in the basement, so I'll have to wait a little. They fucked up! They put Xenia, but it was supposed to be Simone. She seems to be in the basement, so I'll have to wait a little. Okie dokie. Oh wait, maybe Xenia was saying. Who seems to be in the basement? Why'd she say she? A few minutes passed, but Xenia still hadn't returned. I was starting to get worried when the door was suddenly flung open and Alyssa came into the library. No! And again, she's half naked. Kind of. She looked surprised too, seeing me here. What are you doing here? Am I not allowed to be here? I said rudely to her. Alyssa was clearly a bit overwhelmed. What do I care? She snorted and headed to Xenia's table. And why are you here then? Alyssa measured me with her eyes carefully and almost opened the mouth to say something, but then seemed to change her mind and turned away, hiding her hands behind her back. Returning a book? I blurted the first thing off the top of my head. It's none of your business, she replied with a hint of hesitation. What book is it? Alyssa was silent. Oh, come on, let me see it. I wonder what Miss High Voltage Keep Away reads. It's none of your business. Her voice was even less confident. Okay, don't insist or anything. In fact, I was quite interested to find out what Alyssa was reading. Moreover, I was quite amused to see a book in her hands. TV, movies, or a computer, if one were available here. All these things seemed to be much more appropriate entertainment for a girl like her. But she had a book instead. I had to snatch the book from Alyssa's hand or stay on guard. I'm going to try to snatch the book. I'm going to be playful. It's playful. It's okay. My curiosity won. I snuck at the right moment when Alyssa was looking away from me and snatched the book. Ouch! She screamed. In the following second, her face took on such an expression that it made me question my decision. It was not a good idea. I forgot she's murderous. If I'm about to die, at least I will know what for. I had a copy of Gone with the Wind in my hands. That was the same book that Lena was reading that evening on the bench. I was so astonished that I completely forgot about my imminent death. Is it interesting? Yeah. Alyssa answered without any enthusiasm, blushing. Okay, then. I handed the book back to her. Alyssa threw it on the table and left the library quickly without looking at me. So human things aren't alien to her. In the end, she too is a girl. After a quick review of everything that just happened, I concluded that there was actually nothing that strange. Finally, Xenia's deep groan rang out, reaching each and every corner of the library. Grab it! I passed the bookshelves and behind the perspiring librarian, sitting next to the trapdoor leading to the basement with a small sack next to her. Well, they might have some sort of storehouse down there. Thanks. I took the sack and left the library. Thank goodness it wasn't too heavy, so I carried it down to Olga's cabin without too much effort. And without anybody stopping me, you're saying? It feels like I've gone through more things today than all the previous days combined. Thus, approaching the clubhouse, I'd even forgotten to think about how awkward it must be to look for sugar there. Whoa, okay. What are you guys creating? That's an interesting robot, to say the least. Sugar and Sonic were enthusiastically building something. A sex robot? That's what it looks like to me. They were so busy that they didn't even notice me. I looked closely. It was some kind of robot, or at least the body of one. Did Electronic's arm move? Moreover, this robot was female and had animal ears. I didn't want to make my theories up about purpose of such device for luminaries of Camp Cybernetics. Even though the design looked perfectly workable, I had my doubts about this robot ever being able to conquer Earth, or at least being able to do anything on its own. But they seem to be enjoying the process more than the end result itself, and it was something we share, even though I didn't want to admit it. On the other hand, they weren't afraid of possible failure, criticism, or jokes. They were working towards their goal without paying attention to others who would call it unrealistic or even absurd. Oh, it looks like I'm truly comparing them to luminaries of the science. Hey guys, I greeted them uncertainly. You guys with your creepy sex robot. Oh, Simone, come in. We're always glad to see you. I was actually already inside. You know, sorry for what happened yesterday. I barely remember anything, but, well, never mind, it's okay. And what brings you to our humble abode? Electronic looked at me slyly. Sometimes I feel that he makes such a face when he knows something about the other person, something he can use in the right moment. Sugar. I need sugar. An image for an ancient video game suddenly came into my mind, where some kind of unit, like a builder or something, cried out with all of his 5-pixel stature, "Gold! We need more gold!" I don't get the reference, but I'm sure somebody will get it. "We got it," said Electronic calmly. "Why would you want it?" I felt that I should explain to Shark that they want to bake a cake for him. I shouldn't spoil the surprise. I don't know. Olga told me to get some. Okay, hang on. Tron disappeared behind the door into the next room. Electronics in on it. And why do you have sugar here? Why not in the canteen? When the food truck came last time, it was the last thing to unload. And given that our building is the closest to the entrance, they decided to leave it here to save some effort. That's reasonable, isn't it? The door opened, revealing Electronic hauling a huge bag behind him. I really don't know what the size of the cake will be, but that was obviously too much sugar. Well, thanks, but I don't need it all. But where would we put it? He gave me a surprised look. We don't have a place for it. You asked for sugar, so take it. It seems that the previous smile of his wasn't there without reason. Maybe you'll help me then. It's not that far to carry. We're busy. He pointed his hand at the robot. The obviously female robot that's pretty much going to be their girlfriend probably. Sorry, I'm giving them too much negativeness. I gazed at Shirk. He owed me. After all. He hesitated and then looked away in shame. I sighed, took the bag, and headed to the door. Thanks anyway, I said at parting, exerting myself. But I didn't make it too far. Just after a mere 20 meters, I had to put the bag down to have a rest. I had no idea how much it weighed, but it felt like more than 20 kilos. That's a lot, right? I don't know. On the one hand, it was just 200 meters to the canteen. On the other hand, even such a distance with this payload on my shoulder or alternately in my hands or in my legs or underarm or under my arm or even on my head looked impossible for me to cover. And as I resigned myself to move in minor sprints with prolonged pauses between them so I could get there by night at least, I heard a voice behind me. Maybe I could help you. Lena! Oh, God, it's Lena. I saw Lena in front of me. I don't think you can? Oh, come on, let her at least try. It was one of those moments when I felt painfully how dramatically I was out of shape. I can bring a handcart. A handcart. Why didn't I think of that myself? Yes, that would be great. Wait here. I'll be right back. Yay! It's Lena. I actually like Lena. She's one of my favorite characters, at least. She's like kind of shy, but she's really nice. She's sweet. Then there's Miku, who's obviously like, Miku. And I guess Slavia's okay, but Slavia seems kind of like, I'm Miss Perfect and nothing affects me kind of thing. And Alessa's is just fucking wacko. And Anna's a brat. And who am I forgetting? Yeah, I like Alina. She smiled and ran in the direction of the square. What would I do without her? It's good that Lena isn't always that shy and can take the initiative sometimes. I started to think she seemed quite unusual now, with no trace of shyness on her face, and actually the complete opposite, smiles and confidence. The offer of help wasn't something extraordinary by itself, but getting it from Lena, that was pretty cool. A few minutes later, she came back with a smallish handcart. I put the bag down on it. Thanks. Don't mention it. She blushed and looked down. Oh, the Lena we all know is back. So I'll go then. Wait, no! Yeah, see you. And thank you again. You're already running away from me. God damn it. I wish I could spend more time with Lena. I shouted after her. Sometimes I felt like there are two different people living inside of Lena. But the second one, confident, happy, and sometimes even bold, only appears when she talks to me. Or am I making things up again? Nah, that's pretty much Lena. I thought that it would be better if I get all the ingredients at once, so I headed to Olga's cabin with the handcart. Finally, it seems that everything has been collected. I took the handcart with sugar outside and put the sack with the flour in it. I can't use words today, apparently. Followed by the 2 baskets of strawberries that somehow fitted in between. And the beer was hidden under my shirt, and just in case. The day was coming to its end, so I had to hurry, as cake itself will need some time to bake. Of course, I'd rather enjoy lying down, closing my eyes, and getting a decent sleep, but I just couldn't let Olga down. Indeed, after all the trouble I'd gone to, I even felt myself personally. I even felt personally responsible for the success of this event. Into the square, I stopped for a moment to catch my breath. It wasn't that the cart was that the cart that was heavy. That's a messed up sentence. It ran smoothly without any noticeable effort required. It was just that any physical exertion caused pain in me now. Pain to me now. Both a physical and mental one. I sat down on the bench and closed my eyes for a moment. What's that? I didn't really give a damn who it was. Probably just a fellow pioneer girl taking an interest in an unfamiliar companion in distress. What are you talking about? I asked hurriedly. She didn't reply. Those are ingredients for a cake. Do you like cakes? I don't know. Can you open your eyes, man? What, you've never tried cake? I don't know. Obviously, the girl didn't get what I was talking about, but it didn't surprise me at that moment. I really wasn't interested in the conversation. I was so tired that I had zero intention of classifying external distractions and tagging them as either common or uncommon. I see. Come down to the canteen later and have a bite. Really? Really? And what are they made of? What? I asked him differently. These cakes. Well, some flour, some sugar, various fillings. Now that's a strange question. Doesn't she know what cakes are made of? And you have it all here? Yeah, sort of. And sugar? And sugar. Could you lend me a little? What for? I thought it was over the top. A gust of wind made me grab the cart instinctively and open my eyes. However, nobody was there. That is freaky! Nobody is there now. Who the fuck were you talking to? A ghost? What? Am I daydreaming? I noticed, though, that the sugar sack was untied and a small heap of it had poured out. Could it be that she was scared by the wind and ran away? Having fixed the sack, I got up from the bench and continued on my challenging strawberry way. What the fuck just happened? Who the fuck just talked to us? What the fuck is going on? I cursed way too much in a sentence. I'm sorry. What the heck is going on? I don't understand. There wasn't a single person near the canteen. No wonder. Dinner was still an hour away. I brought the handcart to the near exit. To where? Sleeping. Rear exit and handed the foodstuffs to the camp cook. She must have already been told what to do with them, as she gave me such an unpleasant look. I am not sure how long it takes to bake a cake, but it seemed she had to hurry. I just wanted to relax for the remaining time up until dinner. In short, I was so tired that I just sat on the steps and waited. Don't talk to me again. My eyes closed themselves. I guess I got so tired throughout the day that I didn't even notice how someone came up to me until they patted me on the shoulder. Miku! Hi! Miku was standing before me. Yeah? I didn't need a mirror to imagine the expression of skepticism and annoyance on my face. Oh, excuse me, I must have interrupted you. No problem, I was just sitting here. Ah, alright then. Miku beamed with a smile. I was just coming to dinner. I thought that it's time already, and then it appeared to me that it's too early. But I decided to check just in case. Maybe it's not me who's mistaken, but the clock is. Well, not the clock. Clocks can't be mistaken. It's just that I misread it. You silly, talkative girl. She seemed to be ultimately confused now and fell silent. It's still about half an hour before dinner. Oh, that's great. Then I'll sit here and wait for you if you don't mind. Wait with you. Frankly speaking, I do mind. You know, I have some matters to attend to. Oh, that was mean. You just walked away and left Miku sitting all by herself. I stood up quickly and left without saying goodbye, ignoring Miku as I always did, while she screamed something after me. Oh, that's just mean. A minute later, I got to the square and sat on the bench with the firm intention of finding a quiet, safe place here to wait for dinner. I think this is the first time in the last 4.5 days when I felt like this. I wasn't just irritated because of some insignificant details, but indeed I was really angry. Ooh. I'm gonna go ahead and leave this episode here. It's already 20 minutes. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know all we did was go and collect ingredients for a cake, but that's gonna be it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I do hope you guys enjoyed. Drop a like, subscribe, get us to 50 subscribers, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. See ya!
Your magic white rabbit has left its writing on the wall. We follow like Alice and just keep diving down the